YouTube, welcome back to the Win and Steal a Player franchise here on Madden 25. We are currently the Panthers, and if you didn't watch episode 1 and you don't want a spoiler, you better head back and watch that right now. I'll give you 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you know the Panthers roster, you already had the spoiler, but we took down the division rivals Saints in a close game last week, and we got to steal Chase Young. So he bolsters up that D line. Derek Brown was our right end. We did move him into D tackle because our D tackles are pretty bad. And Robinson in our left end is kind of the best of the worst in this scenario. So that's kind of where we decided to go with it. With that being said, Javian Clowney and DJ Wanham are not your typical drop back cover guys. So we're going to actually switch to a 3-4, and that is going to allow our rookie Tevin Wallace to get on the field just a little bit more than he did in week 1. We did move Josie Jewell down. I think just long term, Tevin Wallace is going to be good. He's going to be out of the steal range. Josie Jewell is too, but he's faster than Josie Jewell, and I like to play with faster linebackers. So, each week we'll go through and I'll touch on some of the big names that got traded. As you can see as I scroll down, we did trade everybody that played that last week. I'm just going to go to traded. So you can see the big one. There's a couple big ones. The top one, Tyrone Smith, was sent from the Jets to the Niners. Now, this gives the Niners 2 90-plus left tackles, so I'll be interested to see if they switch one to right tackle, which would make the most sense. And as you can see, we are just trading the lowest seventh-round pick that team currently has, and if they happen to lose more than 5 games without winning one and getting that lowest seventh-round pick back, we'll go to the furthest away 6th round, and so on and so forth. Another big one, the Los Angeles Chargers had to send their best player, Derwin James, to the Raiders. So division rivals swapped there. Other than that, the other big one, like big name guy, is DJ Moore got traded to the Titans. So the Titans are getting some wide receiver help, in which they desperately needed. Other than that, there wasn't like a really high number. Dallas did have to send Dexter Lawrence to Cleveland, so that bolsters that Cleveland defense a little bit as well. So with the other games that happen, I sim the week, I see who wins, and then I random number generate it. I don't spin the wheel for all of them because I would have to enter all those names and spin the wheel. So I just random number generated each game from the top of the league schedule to the bottom, and whatever 1 through 10 that got, that's the team or the player that I traded from that team. So I'll go ahead and I'll scroll again all the way through this so you can see some of the other trades that happened from the last week's games. Moving on to this week, we take on the Chargers, who, as we touched on before, lost Derwin James, which is a big loss for their defense for sure. I was hoping that it might have been Herbert, so we didn't have to worry about playing a superstar quarterback, but losing Derwin James really takes the back half of that defense out of commission, really, but their front seven is pretty solid. Our defense gets to start on the field today. Quentin Johnson just seems to not want to go down, apparently. We're going to have to mess around with like subs and different things to ensure that we have our best guys on there. Like we didn't have Chase Young on the field that last play because of the formation we are in. So we need to make sure that we get them on there as their tight end. Is that Hurst? Makes the catch. Even though he was met pretty much immediately. We're going to run a counter play action, apparently. They got me really good. Holy Lord. But we get home. DJ Wanham brings down Justin Herbert. Who do they got back here? Who's their running back? Get off your block, J.C. Horn. Come on now. Gus Edwards is number 4, okay? Are we going to get to Herbert again? We do. The blitz gets home. Xavier Woods with the sack. They're going to punt. Offense gets to come on the field. With our rookie running back, Jonathan Brooks. He finds a seam and runs a guy over. That is Derwin James's replacement that he just absolutely destroyed. He was used early and often last week. He played super well, eclipsing 120 yards rushing. He was the catalyst to the offense. We do have an injury. Tommy Tremble is not available for the game today, which is a bummer because he played super well last week. Bryce Young using his speed to get around Joey Bosa and scrambles for the first down. It's important that we continue to play well with Young. He did get an upgrade after last week, which was really good to see. We're going to see if we can get a hit Thielen. We can't, so we are going to drop it down to Deontay Johnson. We do really want to get him more involved a little bit. He did have 5 catches last week, I guess, but it just seems like he needs to be more prominent in the offense moving forward. So we got to make sure that we try to get him a little bit more involved. Jonathan Brooks takes it, spins at the line, spins right into the tackle. I don't know if you'd noticed, but I did not want to try to do that spin move, but it's what we were left with. So we have 3rd and 7 here. We're going to go ahead and drop it off to Terrence Marshall Jr. He's not going to get the first. I was hoping Jonathan Brooks would go block for him, but he did not. We're going to go for it here on the 41, 4th and 1. We should be able to get the first down with Jonathan Brooks, and we do. This is a great drive by the offense so far. We need to really punch it into the end zone, though. Really need to punch it into the end zone. Play action. We're going to have to roll out yet again. We're going to throw it out. He doesn't get the second foot down. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10. It was going to be a very minimal gain, but for the purpose of Bryce Young's stats, it would have been nice to be able to pull down. Leggett gets enough of Joey Bosa and then gets downfield as well. So that was a really good job by him. Brings up another 3rd down and brings up a penalty. False start on the Panthers. Chuba Hubbard in the game for the first time. Get him the screen, and what a great juke by Chuba Hubbard. Gets us the first down. Chuba Hubbard's going to play a little bit of a role as our third down back to start the season. It might not be that way late if Jonathan Brooks kind of figures it out. But it is nice to make sure that we don't just run Brooks into the ground either. So. We're going to get it out. It's a good play by their corner. Fulton makes a really good play. See if we can fit that in. It's going to be intercepted. Bryce Young just doesn't have the arm to throw that. Promising drive ends up in no points, trying to force something that I just shouldn't have, quite frankly. So defense needs to step up here. 3 and out last time. They're going to go a weak run. I get stuck on the offensive line. Gus Edwards, 19 carries for 67 yards last week. Tough game for the running game, apparently. That's going to be the end of the first quarter. 0-0 tie. Again, promising drive on our end. Ends in a really bad decision on my part. Makes Bryce Young look bad, which is not entirely fair to him because that was fully my decision and bad decision. So they're going to get the first down there. We're able to get pressure in the first drive, but this second drive, they've been running the ball a lot more. So we haven't been able to generate any pressure. And with that being said, they go another run. What is J.C. Horn doing? Horrible defense by J.C. Horn. Remember, if you watch the first episode, the really big thing for me in this series is this is a really bad game. Like, I don't know how a Madden is so bad after being around for how many years, right? But this is a really bad game, and it's just rage-inducing. So I'm trying not to rage. So when something crazy like that happens, typically I would just lose my mind, right? But I'm just going to try to brush it off and try to enjoy this series because I'm super excited about this. Even after week 1, like, I was pretty stoked. It's a lot of work, but it's fun to just, switch people around constantly. The suspense of who's getting traded and who's not and that type of stuff. As I'm rambling, our defense does a great job of getting a stop here. That means the Chargers are going to settle for a field goal, and Dicker, the kicker, is going to put it right down the middle, and it's going to be 3-0 Chargers. Offense back on the field here. We're going to go right back to the air, see if we can get a couple easy completions for Young to settle back into the game. Again, not his fault on the interception. It was just a horrible idea and throw by me. So we got to get him back feeling himself, and Thielen is a great person to do that. If you know football, you know Thielen is a Minnesota guy and played for the Vikings, played for Mankato State. He's a home guy. I love guys that are from Minnesota. As Jonathan Brooks takes it for 8 with a really patient run, actually. That was a really well done by him. We're going to go right back to him. He can't get to the outside. That's a really great play by their D tackle, Agba. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. We're going to have Deontay Johnson. Just catch it, please. A little bit better of a ball, and that's probably a touchdown. But we got the first down on a 3rd down. That's what we're really looking for to ensure the drive continues. Hubbard takes the handoff, only gets a yard. I don't know why that didn't work. that well, but it didn't. So we're just going to go ahead and move on. We're going to look to the speed out. If it's not there, we should have Jonathan Brooks. And he drops it as he gets contacted on the catch. That's one thing with him. He got an upgrade after last week that I'm not really going to show a whole lot of the upgrades. But he got an upgrade, and his catching, his receiving skills are bad. So we're gonna rely on him in the pass game. So we're gonna really work on making sure that he gets better there. We tried to just throw it up to Deontay Johnson. It's not really his game, right? But we just wanted to give it a shot. We're going to give it to Chuba Hubbard. He's going to fight into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown, Panthers. First play of their drive, they're going to take a deep shot to Hayden Hurst. We had a corner on him, so it was an interesting choice to try to attack to him, especially with a corner, but it almost worked. It seemed like he was open. Oh, that was a horrible angle by me. Hill's got to take a good angle to catch Josh Palmer before he gets in the end zone, which he does, but Josh Palmer, 68-yard catch all the way down to the 4-yard line. You just got to be better. He's going to throw it up and away. I mean, just throw it into the stands if you're going to do that, right? We're going to go ahead and come out in our goal line again. It ended up working last time, so we're going to go ahead and do it again. They're going to throw it out to Hayden Hurst. Not going to get mad. Not going to get mad. Touchdown, Chargers. Bryce Young runs back out on the field with the offense here. Hubbard in the backfield. This must be like a formation that he is in all the time, which is fine. Like I said, kind of switching it up. They're pretty much the same running back, so nothing really changes as we hit the 2-minute warning in the first half. It is 10-7. The Chargers are in the lead right now.
Here we go.
Bryce Young's going to break the pocket again. He's going to get inside the 40. He's got a little bit of a burst, which I like a lot, actually. I didn't realize that he had that. I don't know if he actually does or not, but the game allows him to have it, so we're going to use it. Jonathan Brooks catches the screen pass. Really patient running there, which is something that is needed on screens, especially to bring up a first down. We are not like in a super big rush right now, so we're going to continue to take our time, move the ball down. We do have all 3 timeouts, so it's not something that we really need to need to rush. We understand in this game and college football that anything can happen in a short amount of time, so the least amount of time that you can give the other team is the best amount of time, as we are running down the time way more than we want. Chuba's going to get inside the 5. We're going to call our first timeout. So they must have fixed the fact that when you go into the huddle, it didn't have any runoff, and it ran off a bunch of times. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to get into the end zone with one play. And it's obviously going to have to be quick, which this is not quick. So Bryce Young is going to have to get into the end zone. Gutsy call, to say the least, but we ended up getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. All right, first possession of the second half. We end up getting the ball first. Chuba Hubbard in the backfield. He's only going to find one. We're going to get the ball into Legette's hands. He's a very explosive rookie. Somebody that we need to rely on a little bit as well. We have some weapons. I love the security blanket of Thielen. I like the explosiveness of Legette. I also feel like we need to get Deontay Johnson a little bit more involved. And then, obviously, Jonathan Brooks. So, the state of the offense is really solid. Just do we have enough touches for everybody to stay healthy, to stay happy, and put up some numbers. So Jonathan Brooks is doing a heck of a job right now, making sure that he is getting chunk yardage as he gets to the outside. And I thought he was going to truck him, but he didn't. So he's doing a great job. Our offensive linemen are doing a heck of a job to ensure that he is getting room to run. We also need to rely on Bryce Young. So we got to continue to make sure we continue to grow his game as we hit Thielen for about 9.5, while being able to run the ball. So if we can grow Bryce Young and continue to work on these younger players who have lower overalls, we're going to find success in a challenge like this, because we're going to lose the top-end guys, right? So those are on the defensive side, the defensive line, a little bit in the secondary, which obviously isn't ideal, right? But offensively, we're going to be able to stay with teams with these younger players. As we get a holding call, that's going to set us back a little bit. Damian Lewis, another one of those young guys that we're going to have to rely on. So offensively, a lot of young talent that just doesn't have the overall at this point. So if we're able to find niches for them and be able to be productive, it's going to be the best for the longevity of this challenge especially. So it is second and goal. We're going to give it to Jonathan Brooks. He's going to make a move, and the rookie gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. I didn't commentate it. However, I'll leave that in. That was a fumble forced on the kickoff. I don't know how we got touchdown, but we did. So there's that. We almost give it right back to Joey Bosa on the little bit motion screen pass. We couldn't quite get out there, which is not ideal. We're going to continue to work offensively, though. If we can get this to 28-10, pretty much seals it in my eyes. Chuba Hubbard gets through the hole. It's a blitzing corner, the safety, and he gets us down to the 5 to get first and goal. We're going to quick snap it. Jonathan Brooks breaks the tackle of Khalil Mack, doesn't quite get to the end zone. We're going to go ahead and give him the ball again here. He's going to dive into the end zone. The rookie, another multi-touchdown game. Touchdown, Panthers. All right, defense is back out on the field. God, I hope they run this ball. Okay, we get there. We were still in previous plays, so I had our goal line out there, which is not ideal. Another story to keep you up to date on, we have lost our top 2 left tackles. So now we have a 58 overall left tackle in the game on offense. So that means we're going to have to run to the right. And we're really going to have to chew the clock as Gus Edwards erases that sack, as we had nobody in the box as we were man-to-man across the board. But, yeah, we're going to have to really make sure that we protect that left side, keep tight ends in, those different types of things if we end up needing to throw. But if we get a stop here, we're really going to do our best of just running out most of the rest of the clock here, because the game is well in hand for us. 3rd and 2. We're going to bring some pressure again. We're going to get up and make sure we press to try to give them some time. We don't have great pressing corners, but they hand it off, and it's going to be a loss of 1. And it looks like they're going to punt. First offensive play, Jonathan Brooks, only 1 yard. Guess where Khalil Mack came, or the guy inside of Khalil Mack came from? You guessed it, the 63 overall guy. We're going to give it to Jonathan Brooks. I thought I kept that. I forgot that it's reversed. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. It is going to be the end of the 3rd quarter, so we're going to let it take it to it. Here in the 4th quarter, we're going to have 2 guys pulling to that weak left side. It's not going to be enough. However, we got it to a manageable spot where I would consider going for this. I know it's kind of deep in our own zone, our own side, but we're going to go ahead and go for it. Because why not? We're the Panthers. So we're going to get the screen out. We're going to pick up the blocks. Jonathan Brooks going to put on the move, and he's going to get down all the way to the 38-yard line. Gutsy play, not a smart play, but it ends up working out, and we're going to be able to run a lot of this clock out now because of the fact that we executed and were able to get the first down. Jonathan Brooks takes it, has to make a little bit of a cut in the backfield in order to get some type of yardage. He's going to make it a 2nd and 6, and the clock stopped for some reason. Don't know why. There was no injury. Oh, there was an injury. Okay. Jonathan Brooks was injured, so I'm going to actually keep him out of the game at this point. Chuba Hubbard is good enough as a backup to be able to get what we need to get. So that's how we're gonna roll with it. And if Brooks gets good enough to come back in, then he can come back in when he is ready to do so. We're gonna creep in under 6.5 left here in the 4th quarter, up 18. And we're going to get a delay of game because I forgot about the motion on the play. Delay of game. Another situation where Bryce Young looks like not the smartest football player, and it's on me. So, oh, poor guy. Poor guy. 6:20 left here. We're going to give it to Chuba Hubbard. He's going to lose a yard. We do get the time. Ticking away. But another first down would go a long way to continue to ensure that we take as much time off the clock as we possibly can. Jonathan Brooks back in the game. He's going to try to get the edge. He does for about 6 yards. We're going to continue to keep it on the ground, though. We'll take the points. We're actually going to attack this left side, which is probably not ideal because this guy is terrible. But he must be a pretty decent run blocker because he gets Khalil Mack just enough for us to get to the outside and get the first down. The only bad part about it was we did get out of bounds, which stops the clock, obviously. Jonathan Brooks gets the ball again, fights ahead for 2 more yards. We are getting down to 4 minutes here in the 4th quarter. I don't know what Moulton was doing, but he slowed us down in order for them to tackle us. So we're going to have to go to the air a little bit we're still going to make it a pretty easy throw, pitch and catch. They've seen this play twice now. They still don't know how to guard it, though, apparently. Jonathan Brooks is going to fall forward for a first down. That means we can run out a lot more clock. It's going to get pretty close to the 2-minute warning. I almost don't want to even get into the end zone. So we're going to go down at the 1. That way we do get to the 2-minute warning before we end up punching it in to score. Again, just shortening the game a little bit that way. 28-10, 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. Should be one more play until we punch it into the end zone. Jonathan Brooks in the backfield looking for his 3rd touchdown of the day. And he's going to dive in and get it. What a day from the rookie. Touchdown, Panthers. Defense back here on the field. It's pretty much a formality at this point. We got to pick that. I don't know who that was, but you got to get your hands up and pick that. Holy Lord. Ran out of my zone. That one's on me. Ran right out of my zone. Probably should have been a pick. Josh Palmer, 2nd catch of the day. Stats are going to look super good because of that first really long one. We're getting into 1 minute, 1.5 minutes here. Left to go in the game. I don't know why Josie Jewell is in the game. Are we subbing or something? Quentin Johnson gets the ball. Gets cracked by Josie Jewell, but he ends up staying up on his feet. Just over a minute left. They're going to continue just to throw it to Quentin Johnson, it looks like, on these slant routes. It's going to bring us to under a minute left here in the fourth quarter. Really great game by the offense, especially. The defense played super well as well, aided by a special teams turnover on a kickoff. So all 3 phases really played well today. Stifling this Charger offense. Why? Chargers call a timeout, I guess. Did my young linebacker get hurt or something? I just continue to be baffled that Josie Jewell is in the game. But it doesn't matter because Jackson gets to the quarterback to end the game. 35-10, Panthers over the Chargers. We will see who we end up getting from the Chargers before the end of this video. Here are the top 10 players of the Chargers. We have Rashawn Slater, Khalil Mack, Justin Herbert, Joey Bosa, Amante Samuel, Williams, Gilman, Gus Edwards, J.K. Scott, their punter, and J.K. Dobbins. So hopefully we get Asante Samuel. That's really what my wish is. Justin Herbert. Can't be mad about that one. We're going to go ahead and go get Justin Herbert. You know who we got. So that's going to be the end of the episode. We will have Justin Herbert, the Gunslinger, on our team for the remainder of the year or until we lose and he gets stolen again. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on this video. I really hope that you're excited about this franchise and this idea of the series because I'm super stoked. As always, I hope you have a good day. I hope you had a great day. Spread the word. Peace.